Ailey, and today I'm going to do a MacBook Pro 2020 with the M1 chip unboxing. So the reason why I got this laptop is because my old one is a Windows and I've used it for quite a long time, and of course when we edit our YouTube videos we have to, well, I like to edit on iMovie and we only have iMovie on a Apple laptop. This is the box that my 2020 MacBook Pro came in. Looks like this big brown box. There's a hole. It came like that. I did not puncture the box, but it just came like that. So let's open this up. Wow. It's quite heavy. Oh, so the box looks like this. It's quite big. So the MacBook Pro that I decided to get is the 2020 MacBook Pro that has the new M1 chip. This chip is the one that Apple designed, and usually they would have the Intel chip, but this one has the M1 chip. This MacBook includes the USB-C cord, and it is an auto on, which means the moment you open your laptop, the screen will turn on automatically. This MacBook Pro has a 2.8 times faster CPU and a 5 times faster or an 8-core GPU, which is the graphics speed. It includes 17 hours of web browsing and 20 hours for video playback, and I think that's a long time. It's basically a whole day. But anyway, let's get this MacBook Pro opened. I'm just gonna pull this. Wow. This is so satisfying. Oh, and I got the 13-inch MacBook Pro. Hello. Woo! So exciting. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the inside when you take off the cover. So this color I got is actually space gray, and the reason why I got space gray is because they offer you two colors. My sister Emily, she has the silver, and I chose space gray so that we don't get confused on whose laptop is whose. And also I have the 2019 iPad Pro. When this was released, they only had one color, which was space gray. I wanted all my devices to stay the same color, so I decided to choose the space gray for my MacBook Pro. And this is my first Apple laptop. I've been using Windows. Oh, wow. It's not bad. It's not bad. I feel like it's the same weight as my old laptop, which is really nice. Here we have our USB-C cable, and this is the same cable as the iPad Pro, which means the heads are smaller and they're the same on both ends. And it comes with this... Ooh, stickers! It comes with stickers! Okay, the manual thingy. And the charger. Wow, this is so cool. Anyway, this is the charger and the USB-C cable that comes with your MacBook Pro. So let's take a look at the MacBook Pro. So I'm gonna open it up. It's actually quite heavy. It's heavier than I thought it would be. Oh wow. So again, this is space gray, not silver. It's darker than silver. Wow. Hello. It's shiny. Wow. Wow. And the Apple in the front, it actually reflects, so it's kind of like a mirror thing. Very cool. Very shiny. Wow. Wow. And compared to the iPad Pro is darker than the space gray. MacBook Pro, I think it does show up pretty well on camera. But yes, the iPad Pro space gray is definitely darker than the space gray for the MacBook Pro, which I find really interesting. So now I'm going to go ahead and open this computer up. Hi. Wow. Okay. This is beautiful. Now that my computer is all set up, let's take a look at the inside and discuss some things that we see. So one thing off the bat that I noticed right away was the keyboard. It is different from the 2019 MacBook Pro because it is more lifted, and the one in the 2019 MacBook Pro is more embedded into the laptop itself. As for these, they're lifted a little bit, so you have that more of a typing sensation, or like you're really clicking down onto something. Another thing is this 2020 MacBook Pro does include the escape button. On the 2019 it does not, which means it is usually in the touch bar, so you don't actually get the button itself. Another component that I noticed is the left, right, up, down keys. In the 2019 MacBook Pro, the left and right keys are big and square, the same size as the up and down keys, but this time they decided to make it smaller, so it's half the size of what they used to be last year. So one major difference that everybody can obviously tell is my computer is space gray, and the reason why I chose this is I wanted it to match my iPad Pro. But also, when I was looking at pictures and really trying to decide what color I wanted, the iPad Pro did play a major factor into my color choosing, but also I looked at the interior of the computer, the laptop itself. The keys on the MacBook Pros are black, and doesn't matter what color computer you choose, the keyboard is going to be black. So I wanted my keyboard and my computer to blend in and not have that big color contrast that you would get if you get a silver. This doesn't bother many people, which is, it's completely fine. I just prefer the color to kind of blend in more. As opposed to getting the silver computer, your keys will stand out more because it is a high light and dark contrast. The color of this MacBook Pro varies on the angle of the light. If I were to do this, it would look very bright on the camera. But if I were to put it down, you can still tell that the MacBook Pro is indeed lighter than the iPad Pro. So really, I don't think it's that dark. It's not as dark and as gloomy and gray as you would think. It just really depends on the light reflecting and what angle and how bright the light is reflecting on it. One thing that I'm really looking forward to is, because I had a Windows computer, whenever I got a text message from people, I couldn't see it on my computer. So if they were to send me a link, I couldn't open it on my computer. I opened it on my iPad or my phone, which is completely fine. But when it comes to really, if it's a link to a Google Doc and I prefer to edit essays on my computer, then I couldn't just automatically open up the doc from my Windows computer. I had to email the link to myself so that I could open the document on my computer. So that was a big hassle that I had to do when I had a Windows computer. But I'm very excited to use my new MacBook Pro. This is my first Apple computer, and very excited to start my journey with my first Apple computer. Thanks for watching, you guys. Janet!